Hi guys, welcome back to Nebula Fox Toy Reviews, and today we are looking at the brand new Hammond collection figures. Today we're looking at the three smaller ones, so we've got the Hypsilophodon, the Rebirth Dilophosaurus, and the Mutadon. Very excited to have these on the table. I do have the other two, so I've got the Scorpius Rex and the Indominus Rex as well, but they will be separate videos. The Scorpius Rex will be next week, and the Indominus Rex will be the week after. So for the entire rest of the month, the rest of June, we are looking at Hammond collection. And I'm going to start with the Mutadon, because honestly, that is the smaller figure that I was most looking forward to. So we'll take a quick look at the box first. So the box is very basic. So we've just got a nice artwork of the Mutadon on the front, and that carries on to the side. The side is very cool. Up there we've got Jurassic World, and then True Effects Hammond Collection Mutadon. And then on the side of the box we've just got a little picture of the Mutadon in the film and the Jurassic World Rebirth logo, so you can know which film it's from. And on the back we have some promo shots of the figure, except they're not really promo shots, they're like the CGI renders of the figure. And then True Effects premium details for enhanced realism. I do feel like overall the Hammond collection is going a bit more downhill, but they're still really cool figures, and at the moment this is honestly the best figure of a Mutadon out there. So, taking a closer look at the head, the eyes are painted really nicely. I had an issue with mine being able to fully close the mouth when I first got it, because this tooth, like the second one of the two back teeth, snagged on this first tooth of the downward pointing teeth. But I've managed to sort it, basically just bend it out of the way, and then it works. So the head honestly looks very nice. It does look a little bit goofy from the front, but that seems to be just a thing. Some dinosaurs do look goofy from the front. Going down, we've got this nice brown colouring going the full length of the body. And then the underside, let's move the wing out of the way, we've got this creamy, like dirty creamy colour running from the snout all the way down to just past the base of the tail. So it's not like they didn't bother painting the snap-on tail. They've painted a little bit of it. So most of the tail is the brown colour. Then the wings. The wings don't really have any patterning. They're just the dirty cream colour going into a brown. But the wings do have some nice patterning on them, which I do appreciate. And then we have the legs, which are the solid, like, grey browny colour that run the length of the body. No painted claws, unfortunately, on the hands or the feet, which they really don't have any excuse to not paint them, because the other two figures do have painted claws. So I don't know why they didn't with this one. It's a bit odd, but well. On to articulation. So the mouth can't open that far. That's it. The head is on a ball joint. Well, the neck. There's no articulation, because normally with a Hammond collection there's articulation here at where the neck meets the body, and there's usually a spot of articulation where the head meets the neck as well. Whereas, because it's got such a short, chunky neck, it's only a ball joint at the base of the neck, which is annoying, but I can understand why they've done it, because otherwise they might not have been able to do the neck as chunky as it needed to be. The wings are on swivel hinges, so they can flap up and down, and you can also rotate them. The hands are also on that same swivel hinge, so you can bring the hand all the way down. You can also bring it all the way up, and you can rotate it. The legs are, your standard legs, so they go forward and back. They do actually go out to the side a teensy amount, but not that much. You've got swivel hinge at the knee, so it can go forward and back and swivel. Also swivel hinge at the ankle, so that can go forward and back and swivel. And you do also have the same swivel hinge at the foot, so you've got forward and back and swivel. The tail, where it attaches to the body, is on a ball joint, and it is also the bendy wire tail, which I very rarely bend bendy wire tails because I don't want the wire snapping and poking through. Now, for accessories, the Mutadon does come with some open wings. So what you do for those, you just pull the you just pull them off, and then the new ones just plug in. Now this is my first time, I've had the figure for a few days now. This is my first time seeing it with the wings attached, like the open wings. And unfortunately, one of the wings of mine is a bit warped in the packaging, so it looks a bit stupid, but this side is how it's meant to look. So ignoring this wing, but this wing is how it's meant to look with the open wings on. And that's pretty cool. I do think I would have preferred actual, like, jointed wings, or maybe, well, I won't say bendy wire wings, but at least jointed wings. So you could literally just have an articulated wing that opens up and folds in. But the open wings have exactly the same patterning on the arms and the same colouring. And once again, the hand claws are unpainted, but you do get the same articulation in the hands. I do think the reason they didn't paint the hand claws, at least, is because they've made, you know, there's two different wings, so they've had to paint both the open and the closed wings. So it's like cost cutting with the arm wings, but they could have still painted the foot claws. They could have still painted those because you're not swapping them out. But anyway, that is the Mutadon. It does stand up by itself. You just got to balance it correctly. There we go. So they do stand. I think I'm mostly going to be displaying it with the folded wings, just because I need to heat this wing up and then like put it in a book to weigh it down. But anyway, moving on, we'll look at the Rebirth Dilophosaurus next. So let me bring its box in. So this box, exactly the same as the Mutadon. We've got some nice artwork of the Dilophosaurus there. Rebirth logo and a picture of it from the film. We've got the CGI renders of the figure on the back, and then the artwork continues around the side. And let me put those boxes on the floor because boxes go in the recycling. And here is the Dilophosaurus. Thankfully, I did manage to get the original run of the Dilophosaurus, so the Jurassic Park version. However, I didn't get it as a standalone figure like this. I got it as part of the SDCC exclusive pack that was, the Steven Spielberg one. So I got it with that pack, but it's exactly the same figure. This one is a new figure. Most of it is just repaint, but the head is ever so slightly different. I'd prefer the eye paint on the old one. The crests are ever so slightly different. I don't have my Jurassic Park one to hand, unfortunately. The arms are exactly the same. The feet are smaller, so they've retooled the feet. And that's pretty much it. It's the feet and the head that's changed. The rest is exactly the same, and it's a repaint. But anyway, getting a close look at the head, it has been painted very nicely. There's the postman. The colour on the frill, I love the colour on the frill. It's very nice. It's just a solid dark brown colour on the back, but you've got that fiery coloration on the front, and it's awesome. I love it. Nice bright orange crests as well. And then going down, we've got some dark green striping going down the body. it's a lot, the camera is making it a lot more vibrant than what it actually is. And then they've tried to do it so that same dark green colouring goes down the tail, but as you can see, it is actually 2 different shades of green. So it's like, it is, but it doesn't quite work. But when you look at it out of the camera, so if you just look at it normally, it does very, very closely resemble the same shade of green. It's just in the camera where it's not. So there you go, that's proof. The camera is viewing it in HD, our eyes are not. So under the green, you've got this like pale browny colour that's in splotches going down from the neck, going all the way down the body, and it does run onto the tail a little bit. But then most of it is this pale greeny grey colour that is like the undercoat. Like I said, excuse me, this one does have painted hand claws and painted toe claws. It just doesn't have painted dew claws, which are here at the back. It doesn't have the painted dew claws. For articulate, the crest, actually, before I do articulation, I'm going to do accessories. So the head crest can come off. The frill, should I say, can come off. And we do have an accessory that is the closed frill. So that just tucks under the chin. And then there we go. Unfortunately, that does limit the articulation a little bit, just because this, it clips around the chin, but it also clips around the neck, as you can see. So unfortunately, that does limit the articulation in the head a little bit. So I'm going to take that off. I'm not going to have any frills on it while we go over the articulation. So the mouth can open pretty wide. The mouth on this is a lot better than the Mutadon mouth. Inside, the teeth and the tongue are painted very nicely, as long as the little fleshy bits. The head can go up that far. So this is where the head meets the neck. And it can go down that far. And it can also swivel. Where the neck meets the body, it can go all the way up like that. So it's like a 90-degree angle. And it can go all the way down. So you can get some nice looking up and down range of movement for this figure. The arms, yeah, forward and back on the arms and outwards away from the body. And then you've got the swivel hinge at the elbow. Legs, same as the Mutadon, so they can go forward and back. There's a bit of in and out. Then you've got the knee that can swivel as well. You've got the ankle, which can swivel. And you also have the foot, which on mine is a bit stiff. So the foot and the ankle sort of want to move together. There we go. So you can move the foot all the way like that, or you can have it stretched out all the way. Tail, once again, is on a ball joint and a bendy wire. And that is pretty much the Dilophosaurus done. So I shall move that one off to the side. And we'll bring in the Hypsilophodon. Now, I'm currently reading the Jurassic Park book. So I can confirm that this is a book species. So we've got a picture of the Hypsilophodon here. That is literally just the Dryosaurus picture recoloured. And then the box, other than that, is exactly the same. There's no, because it's not in any of the films, so it's just the artwork again. Jurassic World. This should have Jurassic Park on it. I guess because it's not in any of the films, they put generic Jurassic World. But it is a species in the book, in the Jurassic Park book. And then on the back, we've got the CGI renders of the figure again. So, to the rubbish pile you go. And in comes the figure. This is my least favourite. It's still a really good figure. I think this is better than the Dryosaurus, in my opinion. But it's still like the one I was least looking forward to. So if I happened to have missed out on this one, I would not have been that upset. So going up, we do have a very nice splash of red around the eye. I do quite like that. And then a deep reddy brown eye, I think. The beak has been painted brown, which is nice. Then we've got this little lighter green splash for the lower jaw, and then it runs a little tiny bit down the neck, but that's it. We've got these nice green splotches that run the full length of the body, from starting at the side of the neck, and there's a little bit on the side of the body as well. We've got the cute little hands, the tiny little hands with 5 fingers. Well, I was going to say 4 fingers and a thumb. So it's literally like a human hand as a dinosaur hand. Excuse me. Then go down. There's no underbelly paint. It is just the solid dark green colour. But as I said with the Dilophosaurus, we do have painted hand claws and we do have painted toe claws. But once again, no painted dew claw. But we do have them sculpted, which is nice. For articulation, it has the same articulation as the Dilo in the neck. So you can look all the way up that far with the head and neck articulation, and then it can look that far down with the head and neck articulation. Both joints are swivels as well, but the swivel where the head meets the neck is a bit stiff. Arms, exactly the same, so they can go forward and back, and they can also move out. You've got the elbow, which is the swivel hinge again. So you've got the hinge and you have the swivel. This time the hands are also articulated. So you do have a swivel for the hand, for the wrist, and you also have your up and down at the wrist. This side, so this is the right hand, the joint is severely damaged. It still works. So the hinge still works, but you can see it's just been mangled when they've cut it out of the frame. So this wrist I'm probably not going to move that much just because I don't want to risk breaking the figure. Legs exactly the same. They can go forward and back and outwards a tiny bit. Knees, forward and back, swivel. Ankle, forward and back, swivel. Foot, forward and back, swivel. Tail, ball joint, bendy wire. And that is pretty much it. It doesn't have the jaw articulation because, like the Dryosaurus, it comes with an interchangeable jaw. So you just pull that one off, and then you plug the new one on. There we go. Easy. And now it's got a closed mouth. I would have preferred jaw articulation because I do feel like an interchangeable jaw is, you know, kind of pointless. As you can see, the inside of the mouth was painted rather nicely. So I feel like they could have just given it the jaw articulation, but you know, it works. This one with its mouth open looks way better than what the Dryosaurus did. The Dryosaurus just looked stupid. But yeah. Excuse me. I'm filming these first thing in the morning, so I haven't had a drink yet. So I shall bring the figures back in just for final round, final thoughts sort of thing. There we go. So there we have it, the smaller figures of the current wave of Hammond collection. I love them all. I do really like the Mutadon. Like I said, for Rebirth, I loved the Mutadons. I was probably one of the few people that did. So having a Hammond collection figure this quickly is pretty cool. Yeah, it's my favourite one. But I am going to be displaying it with the wings folded in. Overall, I'd say for the small figures at least, I feel like it's a strong wave. Hypsilophodon can be a hit and miss, but I do feel like its paint apps are slightly better than the Dilophosaurus. But the figure itself is like hit or miss. Dilophosaurus is absolutely fantastic if you missed the original Jurassic Park version, because it's pretty much the exact same figure, so you could always get an extra one and repaint it to be the Jurassic Park Dilophosaurus. But yeah, overall, great wave. So, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I shall see you all in the next video, whatever that'll be. Bye!